Are you a slave? Maximum people will get instinct first. No, we are free peoples. But you know, there is an interesting quote of Johann Wolfgang Goethe who says, "Best slaves are those slaves who don't know that they are slaves." If there will be no knowledge, there won't be any friction, there won't be any tension or war. Some people won't like it, but the truth is, you and I are slaves somewhere, but whose slave? We are slaves of it, of the script. The diagram that is visible is the script, or you can call the matrix. Some time ago, the concept of matrix go to viral. Everyone was talking about it and was making video that how we are last in matrix. All these things was very controversial, suspenseful, but interesting also. That's why I also decided to study it. Some things were hitting and some things were missing. People were talking about matrix, but I saw that nobody was able to explain clearly that what matrix actually is. That's why I also ignore it, but recently I read a book, and when I revised those things, wait, there is something. All the dots which I read and listen started getting connected, and I started thinking, because this matrix thing started making sense, and started understanding well, with the help of this book, whose things I'll share with you. Trust me, this video is going to very interesting and there will be a lot of fun. I explain you the concept of matrix well, but before that, let's recreate the scene of Matrix movie. Let me put these two pills in front of you. Blue pill means that you don't take my thing seriously and keep the life going as it is, or take this red pill, the things I am going to tell you, please listen it seriously, try to understand and reflect on it, and try to live in reality by leaving the illusion, by which you can change your life in reality. Which will you choose? Comment down. If red, then welcome. You know, I was able to break the middle class trap when I started understanding this script, which you can call matrix. When I started doing things apart from this matrix, only then I started getting results, and trust me, I got little come out it, because of which I am getting good results. Till now, I haven't come out of this completely, but trust me, I have read books of many millionaires and billionaires, due to which I have realized one thing, that maximum people understand the matrix consciously and unconsciously. They understand the script, and when they take an action by breaking it, only then they are able to get results. So if you also have to get out this trap, or if you have to do something big in your life, you just have to understand the concept of matrix, which I am calling the script. And in order to understand it, you just have to understand this diagram. Now if I explain matrix in simple words, which has been told in movie also, that we are living in an illusion, by leaving the real world, where we are considering right things wrong and wrong things right. Now, what is the aim of this matrix? It wants that you, instead of doing something in your life, instead of achieving your dreams, become a model citizen. Model citizen doesn't mean any celebrity. Model means mediocre or average here. Mediocre, obedient, dependent, entertained and lifeless. Such an average person, who can't do anything great in his life, and achieve things for others by spending a life of a slave. You can say, there's an operating system to become a model citizen. I don't know who has made it, but there is something like an operating system, in which the first stage is of cedars, then comes the second stage of hyperrealities, then comes the temporal prostitution, and then comes the life path. And distraction covers all of them, and when all these things happen, then a model citizen gets ready. Let's understand them one by one. Cedars include 6 people, which you can see in diagram. According to this diagram, first type of people are our friends and family. When a child takes birth and is learning the reality, who are the closest ones to him? His parents or family members. Usually our family members love us a lot. But consciously or unconsciously, they cultivate some seeds in our mind, which someone else put in their mind, that you will have to do this in order to achieve that thing. Like, if you have to be rich, you have to get into education system, or if you want good relationships, then you have to marry the partner of their choice. Many such seeds have been cultivated in their minds. Don't take it wrong, our parents wants our goodness, but we should understand one thing, take advice from them, who are doing good in that field. Like, what is the whole concept of rich dad, poor dad? One was his real dad and other one was his rich dad. Real dad also wanted Robert's goodness, but he didn't listen to him, he listened his rich dad, because he was really rich. Similarly, what we learn from our parents at first, it is very important to understand it. If they are good in relationship, then listen to them related to relationships, but if they are talking related to money, which you think they don't know, then it's always necessary that you should listen to your parents but think yourself, that is it right or not? Then comes education, what we are taught in schools. Get in the line, follow the instructions. Author says, educational institutions are the most powerful tentacles to make this script. They are machines, which give birth to entire generation of brainwashed people, who are not able to think themselves properly, who are not able to question out of the box, are not able to answer and get the solutions. After friends and family, the education system is the place where we spend our most of the initial time. The thing is, if you would have read about our education system, you see, educational system isn't taught there. All the important things which are important for us to move forward in life, they are not taught to us. That's why, the second seeder who is doing wrong with us, is our education system, where slaves are being given birth, not job creators or entrepreneurs. Third number is of the seeders of corporate, cultivate different types of seeds in our mind. Like, if you want to achieve success, then you have to buy this car. If you have big house, only then you are successful. Whereas, all the wise people understand one thing, that all these things are materialistic things. You will define what the actual success is. For a person traveling the world can be a success, whereas, spending the time with family can be a success for another person. But no, corporate will always show us that if you have flashy credit cards, if you have expensive cars, if you have rich life, only then you are successful, which is not a right thing. Fourth are the financial seeders. Here comes our banks and all such things, whom we trust and invest our money, but you know that banks do tons of things behind our back. If you don't know the reality of banks, then I would suggest you to watch this video after this video, how money works. You can say, the whole banking system is flawed. There are tons of problems in it, due to which, you can say, there are multiple economic crises in the whole world. Fifth is government. Government plays an important role in making our life scripted, because they also want money at the end, to run the government and money. That's why they focus heavily on big corporates, on banks, they are dependent on all these things. They also cultivate such seeds in our minds, sure to which we don't become a free person. And somewhere, you can say, they don't want us to become free person. Sixth is media. A scripted life is very essential, to make all these people perform well. Media also keeps cultivating different seeds in our mind. For example, if you have to celebrate a good birthday, then you have to cut a cake. Who made this rule? Again, we learn it through media. If you want good relationships, then you must go on romantic dates, you must have to do candle light dinner. All these are little things which we learn from media, and when it doesn't happen with us, we think that our life isn't good. But, are all these things necessary? See, rats are required for every rat race. That's why, in order to make Matrix perform well, some people are necessary, who do all these things, which they don't want actually, rather, they are taught that they want. Are you getting it? These are the 6 big seeders who dictate how we should live our lives. After this, the second stage is of hyperreality, that are illusionary characters. When our brain told something repeatedly, then it starts considering it reality. After which it starts believing false and misguided beliefs. If I give you the first example, naming the days. Have you ever noticed? We hate Monday but love Friday. Why? Because we have to work on Mondays, and the work gets ended on Friday. Author says that, days are hyperreality that helps the industrialized world work well. It's like a man-made illusion, where your life is made limited. That there will be enjoyment on just Saturday and Sunday, and that too how? By partying. Because this is how the seeds were cultivated in our mind. You can see, maximum people work well on 5 to 6 days to enjoy that one day, and that enjoyment has been defined according to others. Trust me, I was able to break the matrix, the middle-class trap, when I stopped focusing on these things. Whether it was Monday or Sunday, I didn't care. I always used to work, I also enjoyed it. I liked doing that thing. I didn't have that limiting belief that I have to work from Monday to Friday only. Second is consumerism. There is also a reality that has been created, that we stay happy as much as we consume. And there are multiple concepts of minimalism where it is seen, when people leave all these things and start living with less things as much as possible, then they are more happier. The world we are living in, we are being pressurized that you have to take this and that thing, you will have to consume multiple things, only then you will stay happy. Which isn't right. This is hyper-reality 2. Hyper-reality 3 is college degree. Since childhood, we are told that if we study well, get a good degree, only then we will get respect and will get money, but this is also not a reality. Maximum people get rich these days without any degree. Fourth hyper-reality is hyper-personality. Have you ever noticed that we run behind fame very much? And sometimes, we follow such people who don't have any depth behind. They didn't do anything great in their life, but we follow them just because they are famous, just because they have hyper-personality. Due to which, such people give relationship advices on camera whose own relationship life is ruined, and some people follow such people. This is also a hyper-illusion, not a reality. Fifth is virtual reality. You would have listened that how people started living in virtual reality. They are buying land there, investing money. I think it is very extreme. Again, all these things are virtual reality, not reality. Sixth is entertainment. Every person loves to get entertained. That's why we watch sports, television, movies, etc. Sometimes, entertainment is very good for us, but if your life is going behind just entertainment, if you always keep watching sports wholeheartedly, you invest time and money, and you get so mad behind all such things, that you are not able to move forward in your life. So, avoid these things, because this is hyper-reality. Seventh is money. Robert Kiyosaki also keeps saying about currency in multiple podcasts that the notes we are using these days as flat currency means that there is no gold behind it. Earlier, there was gold behind currencies. You could use X dollars in exchange of gold. It was good-backed currency. If you read about it, you will come to know. But this money is fake. The government and banks can print it as much as they want. There is possibility that there is no gold or anything else behind it. So this is also a hyper-reality. 8 is freedom, which is very controversial. I want you to think about it yourself, how free we are actually. How much things you can do which you want to do. Maximum time, we can't do maximum things. If you have to make your company in future, you can't make it instantly. You will have to do multiple things. It's not that this is completely wrong, this is truth also. But we are not free. There are some people who are actually achieving freedom, we will talk about them later. Now, let's come to 9th hyper-reality, that is corporations. Do you know what corporations are? If I name a company, then what is that company? This company is an entity. Sometimes, when a case is filed, it gets filed on the company. But company is not a person, there are people behind it. And you know, people are evil sometimes. Sometimes, it is seen that corporations sell such things for greed of money. They missell things due to which people suffer a huge loss. So, this corporation is also not real. This is hyper-reality. This was our second stage. Now, let's come to the temporal prostitution, where we are trading our good time for dad time. There is a saying, a bird in a hand is worth two in the bush. The thing you have in hand is more useful compared to those two things that are not in your hands. Author says, the free time you have today is more important to that free time which we will get after retirement. So, stop thinking such things. Millions of people just work due to this mentality so they can live their retired life happily, and you know, there is no guarantee of life, so it is very important to understand this also. Due to all these things, we will get two paths in life, which is the next stage of here, and author calls it, 2 doors, 1 slaughterhouse and no difference. Doorway 1 and Doorway 2. Doorway 1 is sidewalk and Doorway 2 is slow lane. Doorway 1 is sidewalk, means that if there is a way, then its name is sidewalk, where we are promised through this way that when we will buy big houses and cars and will live a luxurious life, then we'll get happiness. This is our promise. You can say, we are promised for consumption and entitlement that I own this thing, and our collar is of department and dependence. We get dependent of these people, and the slave master here is our government and corporation, and our rat race is, consume, the going to department, then working, and then repeating. This the first way, which lot of people choose. You know, what maximum people do? They are trading there today and working hard so that they can buy good stuff, and also buy those things which they are not interested in because they have to show off. And why to show off? Because such seeds have cultivated in their mind that all these things will make you look great. Whereas, the second one is slow lane. Here, people get wise. Basically, what people are doing in sidewalk, they are sacrificing their tomorrow for today. Means they will consume today and won't care about future. Here the lease is deprivation. Time is our biggest slave master here in Wall Street, who owns the whole stock market. The collar here is of hope, and the rat race here is save, work, invest, wait and repeat. Maximum people who don't choose consumerism, they choose this way. That all do hard work, will save money, will invest and will keep doing the same thing. And you know, who covers the whole thing? Distraction. Distraction that is being bombarding through ads, social media. And this distraction makes triangle, and if you reverse it, a model citizen gets created through this triangle. Distractions don't let us think outside of all these things, whereas I told you, when you start thinking outside of all these things, only then you will able to do something in life. Let me give you an example of cedars. If I give you personal example of cedars, I didn't listen to my friends and family members, I knew that they are not saying right. I didn't study according to traditional education system. I was also told to do a job but I didn't do that. I also used to get tons of ads of corporates. I was told to buy this car and mobile, but I didn't do that because I was making lakhs of rupees. I didn't buy until my assets started getting built. I never think that I am dependent on government. I think that if I have to change some things, then I have to change myself. I won't depend on government. Whenever I watch something through media, I ask questions that, is it being shown for my goodness or there? I am telling you by giving my personal example, that how I fought with cedars and I'm still fighting. And that's how I am able to come out. And if I talk about hyper-reality, let me tell you. I told you that, I didn't depend on naming days. If I have to do work, I will work on Saturday and Sunday also. And if I have to do travel, I will travel on Monday and Tuesday also. Consumerism, I don't love consuming things so much. Because I know that it won't give me actual happiness. Hyper-personality. Trust me, there are only few celebrities whom I like genuinely. I know, maximum celebrities don't have depth, they are living fake lifestyle, and they don't know themselves what they are doing in their life. That's why I get less impressed from celebrities. Entertainment. Entertainment is such a thing with which I am still struggling. But I am trying to get out of it. Money. I am trying to crack the money. I know this is not a reality, but this is the thing running the whole world. There is a saying, if you don't like the rules, follow the rules, reach the top, and change the rules. I am trying to do the same. Right now, I need money, I can't change things. So, I am focusing on money. But I know that money is not reality. This is just illusion running in the world. Freedom. I always try to be free as much as possible. This is one of the main thing I wanted in my life. That's why I didn't take any interest in jobs and all these things. Corporations. I think it is very important to understand the power of corporations, if you want to get free. This was the whole triangle, that makes the model citizens. Let me explain model citizen again. Mediocre, who don't do any remarkable things in their life, they just live to survive. Obedient, they don't have free thinking, they just follow the popular opinion that has been made in society and media. They blindly trust what they see, because they are always taught to be obedient. Dependent, they are always dependent on someone else for everything. Entertained, model citizen always try to distract themselves from the reality, due to which, they become lifeless, where they die at the age of 22 to 23 years but they are buried after 50 to 60 years. Because they don't have goals or big dreams, which don't let them do anything in life. That's why I suggest you to understand it, and fight with it. I've told you all the dark things, but how to fight with it. Because both ways, slow lane and side lane are not good for you. So, which way is better for you? What things should you do to escape the matrix? I will explain it in another video, or you can study the book named UNSCRIPTED by MJ Demarco yourself, so that you can break the middle class trap and do something great in your life.